Hello, everyone. My name's Molly Sanford. I am a FCS teacher at Whitehall High School. I'm also a FCS adjunct professor for the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. I do that in my spare time. And also, I'm a Texas Tech University doctoral student. And today I wanted to share with you some of my research as a doctoral student about adding value to family and consumer sciences programs with the FCS related industry certifications. This started out as a final paper for one of my courses at Texas Tech, and it kind of just turned into like way more. I just kept researching more. I was curious and adding more. So I put that into this presentation for you today. It might end up being part of my dissertation. I'm not that far yet. I still have 2 more years to go. I'm linking my contact information at the end of this video and in the PowerPoint, which I'll share with you on our Google Doc for the FACS conference. So if you have questions about some of the research, or if you think I forgot something, just so you know, the ones I'm going to talk to you about are most of these are going to be nationally recognized industry certifications, but I will talk about some Arkansas specific ones toward the end. And I made sure that these were vetted. And you hear a lot about, oh, there's a certification for this and this. Some of those are not legitimate, and these will be. So what is FCS? Well, family and consumer sciences content focuses on personal finance, individual health, environmental and social and economic awareness, and its impact on others. One from just about any state, they are all the same. They probably just changed it, their little adoption different, like adopted by Arkansas or adopted by Nebraska. So these career clusters cover a large scope of career pathways and specific career clusters. So we cover agriculture, food, and natural resources, arts, communication, and information systems, engineering, manufacturing, and technology, health science technology, human services, business management and administration. And if you look within each one of those, there are more specific aligned markets. But there's something missing from this. So what's missing is family and consumer sciences. We're all kind of broken up into each one of those career clusters if you take a closer look. So that's why Lead FCS Education developed this relatively new framework for FCS within CTE to serve as a tool for developing high quality FCS programs of study. And if you look within this framework, you'll see that we have just 3 career clusters, which are education and human services, hospitality and food production, and visual arts and design. And if you go deeper within those, you'll see more specific job related areas. And I'm just going to give you a brief overview of those. So what's in the education and human services career cluster? It's very similar to CTE, the teacher, librarian. Then we get more into psychologists, career coaches, victims advocate, all of those who are dealing with different humans. All right, so brief overview of the visual arts and design career examples. And you can find these if you go to the Lead FCS website, which I'm going to show you, and you can take a closer look at each one. pattern makers, interior designers, buyers, manufacturer representatives. And the last one, hospitality and food production careers, nutritionists, chefs, restaurant managers, school nutritionists. So let's look at those certifications within each one of those 3 career clusters I talked to you about. So here I've just put the different logos for the different ones I've researched. And all of these are that I'm sharing with you are nationally recognized ones, because I wanted this to not just be Arkansas based, but across our country, so that other FCS teachers in other states could take some information from this back to their programs. So first one that I found was the National Center on Shaken Baby Syndrome. So the Shaken Baby certificate is to support professionals and caregivers and even parents a basic understanding of prevention effects of shaken baby syndrome, or SBS. And that was something I didn't know existed until I started researching it more. Project Management Institute, PMI, is a certification that validates soft skills. And so that was a new one I'd never heard of that's nationally recognized. Parapro assessment, I actually use this one in my classroom with my education and training pathway. So Parapro certification is a certification to be for a licensed parapro, and they can work in the schools in different areas: high school, middle school, special ed, elementary. So ETS Praxis, I'm sure you're all familiar with this. We have core praxis, which is the reading, writing, and math areas, and this is still recognized nationally in all states. Even if Arkansas is not using this anymore, it's still used in other states. And some colleges do require it in order to take higher levels of coursework, or even to participate in field experience in college, and they need those hours to graduate and to be licensed. The next one is Google, and I'm sure everyone knows how to use these applications, even if you aren't, even if you don't have any. I don't have any of these, but I could do any of this stuff through Google, I bet. So Google certifications have a lot of aspects, and they're free to use Google, but sometimes the certifications may cost a little bit of money. So since COVID, the need for these digital versions of everything is in high demand, and the ability to teach it is done in the classroom in an online platform. So this could be very beneficial to anyone right now, even if you're not just a stay-at-home teacher or virtual teacher. Microsoft, and they're in the middle. They have multiple certifications as well. So Microsoft may say businesses use these to see how well their Microsoft skills are developed. And there are different occupations students may go into, not just teaching, that they use Microsoft skills in. So just think about how many different, if you've had other jobs besides teaching, have you ever used Microsoft Word or the Office Suite in those other positions? A new one to me that I learned about was the Home Care and Hospice certification. Home Care and Hospice gives a certification to those who work and care for individuals in the home, and that may be a child, that may be a disabled person, a handicapped person, elderly, or terminal. WISE, a lot of you might probably familiar with this one. WISE is a financial literacy certification that demonstrates knowledge and skills in regards to the personal and family finances. So the next one is the Child Development Associate credential, and this credential is recognized in early childhood education and shows competency in working with young children. The next one is the CPR and first aid certification, and that's offered through the Red Cross, and that's who I did the logo through. But it's also offered through the American Heart Association as well, if you cannot use Red Cross. And a lot of teachers do get certified themselves in this so that they can be teachers themselves of Red Cross and not have to go, or teachers themselves of CPR and first aid and not have to go through Red Cross or the American Heart Association. And that's used to assist those in cardiac arrest because on average it takes first responders 8 to 12 minutes after the 911 call to get there. And the last one I want to share with you that I couldn't find really a logo or infographic for, but it is for mandated reporters. So you're probably familiar with mandated reporter training. You have to go through every couple years for teaching. But each state has its own child abuse and neglect reporting system, hotline, agency, and they offer their own training and certification, and it's usually affiliated through DHS, which the Department of Human Services. Mandated certified reporters can include social services, those in education, law enforcement, daycares, healthcare, parents, and other related professional or concerned citizens. All right, so my next area is going to be, or my next career cluster is the hospitality and food production one. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the ServSafe certifications, which I have used myself. So I use ServSafe for students, and that is a certificate that students get so that they can work in restaurants, grocery stores, anywhere that handles food. And I'm a ServSafe certified person as well. I have the ServSafe handler. I have the ServSafe manager certificate, as well as the instructor proctor. So food handler one is for employees, and the manager one is for managers, but you can have them do one, you can have them do both. So it's beneficial to any of those students who do or might work with food or in food establishments. The next one is ProStart. That is nationally recognized through the National Restaurant Association. And ProStart has multiple certifications, kind of like the ServSafe has more than one. And so you can use those with your FCS students in the capacity that they will be equipped with culinary skills and restaurant management knowledge. The next one is that was new to me that I'd never heard of, is the American Hotel and Lodging one. And they have so many different certifications: certified breakfast assistant, certified kitchen cook, certified front desk representative, guest service gold and certified guest service professional, certified hospitality department trainer, certified restaurant server. And that would take a long time to go into detail about each one of those, but that's just an overview. The last one in this area is the Auburn Dietary Manager, and it is geared towards food service employees that work in healthcare, such as nursing homes, hospitals, commercial facilities, schools, and other patient or care areas. So the last career cluster in the LEAD FCS framework is the visual arts and design one. And all of these were pretty new to me because I haven't really done any of these areas before. So digital event strategist is for those who will plan events and coordinate via live stream or remotely. So examples, fashion shows, conferences, virtual meetings, and Zooms. Adobe certifications, probably familiar with Adobe a little bit. Um, Adobe certifications can support students pursuing careers in fashion and interior design. The Autodesk certified user certifications have a few different ones, and that can help students start careers in as designers and makers. Rise Up certifications promote skills in retail, and they're recognized by large companies like Walmart, Macy's, Home Depot, Burlington's, and Nordstrom, sorry. The last ones in this area are the chief architecture ones. And those certifications measure competency using their software and support students in pursuing careers in interior design and architecture. But there are a few others I wanted to talk to you about besides just these nationally recognized ones. Well, first of all, there are some that I found that cover multiple career clusters. I could not say they fit in one certain career cluster out of those three. So I think these go in all three, in my opinion, if you're not familiar with them. And can probably be used at, any place of employment. ACT Work Keys, I've done this before. So these certifications I've used with seniors, and they measure foundational skills like applied math, graphic literacy, and workplace docs. And based on their scores, they'll receive a bronze, silver, gold, or platinum seal on that certificate. I had a student, she got platinum as a senior, and she immediately had a job at the bank when she took that certificate up there for her interview. They offered it to her on the spot, and I thought that was great. OSHA, so when I say OSHA, you're probably thinking, that's not my area, but OSHA has a culinary one and then a general workplace certification. But I know we don't really cover automotive, but that's just so you know, they have more than one certification under OSHA. OSHA is recognized to prevent workplace hazards, and there's lots of hazards that occur at any workplace. And we all know that in the kitchen is the most accidental prone room in the house. Even thinking about kitchens in the workplace. And it helps workers to understand that more about their health, the health hazards, and their employee rights as well. AAFCS, the American Association of Family and Consumer Sciences, offers pre-professional assessments and certifications. They call them pre-PAC, if you're familiar with those. And those certifications are relevant to all FCS career pathways. And each of those pathways has its own pre-PAC certification. So you can go to their website and see the multiple areas it will cover as well. Stop the Bleed is also a certification, and you may be doing that a little bit with seniors now in Arkansas. So Stop the Bleed certifications are useful in the workplace that hosts potential hazards, and uncontrolled bleeding is the cause of 40% of trauma-related deaths. So Arkansas-specific industry certifications include Certified Teaching Certification, and that meets a paraprofessional qualifications and is qualified to fulfill instructional support roles. Those who earn the CTA certification have received pedagogical training and completed between 80 to 100 hours of field experience. Through a cooperative effort of the Arkansas Department of Human Services, Division of Child Care and Early Childhood Education, the FCS group within the division of CTE criteria have been defined for certifying students participating in the child care guidance management and services programs of study. Those 3 levels in which students can earn a child care guidance certification are child care aide, child care assistant, and child care teacher. So if you're needing support for why you need to have these certifications paid for, offered in your programs of study, here are some of the facts behind that. There do show increased jobs prospects when they hold these certifications. They are more marketable to employers when they're searching. It will also showcase your FCS programs of study within your school. Teachers can use these passing scores as evidence within tests whenever you're needing artifacts to submit for each of those domains. They close the skills gap in industry, and if you've met with your advisory boards within your community, you know that there's a skills gap. They help employers weed out those unqualified applicants when they are overwhelmed with so many applying for certain positions, and it helps them stand out in the workforce. And LinkedIn members who have certifications receive 6 times more views to their profile. So if you're looking for more information about industry certifications, I found a tool, Career One Stop, and there's their website, and I will link my PowerPoint within our conference doc if you want to go search it by career cluster, or you need to help out another department within another like business or ag teachers find some more certifications. You can organize it by job, career cluster, pathway. It's a really neat tool. I told you I'd share more about Lead FCS. Here's a link to their website if you want to learn more about Lead FCS education and their framework. So I encourage all FCS teachers to take advantage of this info and apply it to your programs of study. The future of FCS should assist students in acquiring any advantage possible to put them ahead in the world of work. So thank you.